The new British Prime Minister is pushing for central bank digital currencies, but down in Africa, Nigerians are rejecting their government's push for the same. The SEC says Trade Coin Club members are part of a Ponzi scheme, and there's big news around the Solana blockchain as a new Google partnership could bring the chain to the masses. Poor Zuck's Meta may be getting trashed, but Instagram could bring NFTs mainstream. We salute all of our United States veterans who have fought for our freedoms and dedicate the moment of silence coming up to those who have lost their lives in defense of those freedoms on our Bad News episode number 648 of the Bad Crypto Podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition.
Who's bad?
And this episode is airing on Veterans Day initially, which is why the moment of recognition and silence for those who have served, we do take our hats off to you. Thank you, both men and women who have served, for your considerable contribution. And we appreciate the liberty that we have, at least for the moment, in this country, and may your sacrifices not be in vain.
Mm-hmm. Also, a shout out to everyone who looks at the clock and randomly it's 11:11, because that happens to me quite regularly. I was like, oh, 11:11, make a wish.
Make a wish.
So
where did that start?
I don't know. I think it's some mystical shit from back in the day.
Like at 4:20, are you supposed to puff? Is that like, oh,
well, you know, it's always 4:20 somewhere as long as it's 20 past the hour,
I guess.
But I don't know. Think about it. 11:11, like it probably hasn't been a thing. It's been a thing since people have had clocks.
What if it's 7-Eleven? Get a Slurpee?
Well, get a Slurpee.
It is 7-Eleven. It's time to run to the store and get yourself a big gulp.
A big gulp. Make a wish. You wish you could drink this in one big gulp so you could go get another.
I wish we could get on to the content of this episode of the Bad Crypto Podcast. Joel Comm and Travis Wright here, and we've got news that you can use. We did mention that the UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak is pushing heavily for CBDCs. I watched the video. I don't think it's in this article here, but there is a video of him, and it makes me want to retch, because they are selling CBDCs as though they are going to be such a blessing for the people, and it's going to just lead to all kinds of ways that we can use our funds and make everything more secure. And the bottom line is, it's a trap, folks. It's all a trap. Central bank digital currencies will be used in the hands of nefarious people, which many of our leaders already are, to track everything you do. And if you want to question if this reality is something that could be a reality here, look up the Chinese social credit score system. They implemented this a few years ago, where they are tracking everything people buy and sell. They're tracking what they post on social media, who they are in contact with, and if they decide that you said something they don't like, or you are, somehow in relationship with people that might be undesirables, they lower your social credit score, just like that Black Mirror episode Nosedive. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Well, to me, it is interesting. I mean, because look what happened to Kanye West. They didn't like what happened to him, and they kicked him off of JP Morgan. JP Morgan called him up and said, hey, we're not going to have you be part of our thing anymore, so take your Yeezy empire and skedaddle. And so, think of that. That's basically, I look at it like this. I say that to people, and you go, wow, look at that happen. And then I also say, you want to know how close we are to sort of global authoritarianism, sort of one world government type stuff? Look at how quick the whole world shut down for COVID. Like it was just maybe a slightly harsher flu. And what they did was immediately, people were sick. Let's put them in nursing homes. I don't know if you remember that. A bunch of people went in the nursing homes, got a bunch of these old people sick, everybody up in arms. Now you can't go to funerals. You can't go to the synagogue. You can't go to church. You can't go to certain restaurants unless you're Walmart and Target. You can stay open. Everything else has to shut down. The whole world was like, okay, except Africa, who didn't do it, and they basically had no COVID, right?
Mhm.
So it's like, it's just crazy to me if you don't see where we are. And like we had Liz Truss, right? Was that her name? Liz something,
Trust.
Liz Truss, yeah. Which I trust her completely, because anybody who's in charge of government anywhere, you got to trust them. But think of this: is they were not so quickly. She was released from. She resigned, but something happened. Maybe she didn't want the CBDC. I don't want the
Mhm.
CBDC to happen globally, because once that happens, they don't like your opinion, they're going to shut you off, and that's not a good thing.
So I don't know if you saw this, just tossing us in here. The Atlantic, which is an incredibly far left magazine, wrote this article by Emily Oster. Let's declare a pandemic amnesty. Let's focus on the future and fix the problems we still need to solve. Oh, you mean forgive you for locking away our senior citizens and leaving them isolated to die alone? Is that what you mean? Or do you mean forcing experimental vaccinations, RNA altering drugs on people?
Just get over it,
Or
Joel. Forgive him.
are you
Forgive
talking
him.
about making us wear those stupid face diapers that do absolutely nothing? Which, by the way, I don't know if you've seen.
Forgive and forget,
Yeah,
Joel.
I
You are
don't
being
know.
really harsh here. You should just, you know what was so interesting? I learned this. It's like, it's that whenever I wanted to go to a restaurant, I had to show my vaccine card. But if like somebody dies and then I say, well, were they vaccinated? That is so rude of you to ask. How dare you ask if they were like, well, I mean, I'm looking at the statistics here, and I've seen the funeral home statistics where they said, oh my God, there's more funerals than ever. Like they would say normally in a place, 150 funerals a year at a funeral home is a pretty good year. That's a great year. Now they're talking 350, 400 funerals, like, and they have to do bulk, youth caskets. It's for the basically in their whole existence they've never had to do bulk youth caskets, and they've had to do that twice in the last 7 months. There's something going on. Nobody's talking about it, but I don't
Well, some
know.
some people are talking about it, just
Mhm,
not, the people who should be talking about it. Those
mhm.
in the trusted media,
And
they're
that
not
might be
talking about it.
uncomfortable for some people to hear. Like we've been ranting a little bit this week, like, and I'll give you that. We've been ranting because there's a lot
I
of
don't
crazy shit
care.
going on. It's
This
a
is our
crazy
these are
world.
our microphones. We can
It's microphones.
we can say whatever we want to say about whatever we want to say, and if people want to listen, and there's a lot of people out there that are nodding their heads. We know, we hear from these people, and they're like,
And
yeah, you guys just speak the truth. And this is all tied into blockchain and crypto, gang. We're talking about central bank digital currencies where they can
mhm,
track everything that you're up to.
yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah, Joel, check this out. This is a great segue right here, because conversely, we're talking about, the new prime minister of the UK who's like, yeah, we want CBDCs, we want CBDCs. But right here, the Nigerians are rejecting the country's CBDC in favor of decentralized cryptocurrencies.
mhm.
That's exactly what we need, because when they're decentralized, nobody controls them. When they're a centralized bank digital currency, the centralized bank controls them, which can then lead us down a very authoritarian path. You don't have this, you don't have that, you don't have enough in your wallet, you can't access this, you don't have this NFT, so you can't do this, you can't go here, you can't get on the bus, you can't get on a plane. Like you mentioned it, we're living in Black Mirror in a lot of ways, and it's really bizarre.
The population of Nigeria is considered to be the most crypto savvy on the African continent, with the nation ranking as the top country in Africa for crypto adoption and 11th globally. More than a third of Nigerians between the age of 18 and 60 reported owning or trading cryptos in 2022. They also have the greatest export of princes seeking places to have their funds transferred. You might have gotten an email from one of
I've
them.
gotten an email. I was so excited that the prince chose me.
Yeah.
I thought
You,
the
you've been
Nigerian prince was like, oh my God, Travis,
you,
I've been waiting to transfer you money. And I saw the future of population in the world, and going 50 years in the future, Africa is going to explode in
Mhm,
population. It's
mhm.
going to explode, and that's great. I think we need, so like we're going to start seeing some really interesting leaders popping up in some of these countries. But there's 220 million people in Nigeria. There's 330 million in America. Like soon
380.
that will pass 380. We have
Yeah,
380
I
now.
think we're up to 380. Just
Oh, wow.
overnight. We did that. So while
Well, good
Nigeria
job, you.
gets it, JP Morgan is coming around. Of course, you remember Jamie Dimon many times had said, to avoid Bitcoin and it's a scam. Of course, JP Morgan is moving heavy into blockchain now, and they are calling JP Morgan trade on public blockchain a monumental step for DeFi. They're using Polygon to trade tokenized cash deposits, and they are just another in the line of financial institutions that are going, all right, if you can't beat them, join them. How do we get our big piece of the pie?
But how bullish is that for Polygon?
Yeah.
Like when you start paying attention to all the projects that are popping up off on Polygon right now, and with it only being $1.20 now, that's what it was when we last saw it. I don't know what it is exactly today because I'm not that far of a futurist, but I mean, it was 70 something cents, 50 something cents not long ago.
Mhm.
And here it is. You start seeing, what Disney's going to start doing stuff on Polygon. JP Morgan's starting to do stuff on Polygon. There's a lot of projects doing stuff on Polygon. And that should tell you something about Polygon. Is if these projects are going to start doing stuff on them, pay attention.
We've been big fans of the Wax blockchain. The only good thing that I can see that's come out of EOS, but because it is not an EVM, at least not yet, that was the big mistake that William Quigley made, is taking Wax off of Ethereum to create they should have immediately had the bridge, right? Have your own chain that's faster, that doesn't have the gas fees, because even with
it should have been like a Polygon
it should have
instead
been
of going on.
Yep,
Yeah.
it should have been like a Polygon, and it wasn't. And so now Wax is getting a little left behind. However, I think that they're working on the EVM, and so that will, because right now you want to be able to put the chain in your MetaMask, right? So it's easy to do if you're on Polygon, if you're on Binance Smart Chain, if you're on Avalanche, Arbitrum, Doge Chain, right? You just add it to your MetaMask. It uses the same address. You're just adding this new RPC protocol, and now you can trade your tokens there using the same format. Whereas with Wax, you got to go set up a Wax wallet. With Internet Computer, you need an ICP wallet. Could be a better chain. It could be faster, more transactions per second, but you still need another wallet. And so now that Polygon, I think Polygon's got a pretty bright future. Not financial advice. Your own.
They're not Polygon. They're Poly here to stay.
Yeah. So also here to stay, the SEC. Seems like every episode now we have a story about them going after somebody. They are charging the Trade Coin Club founding members with operating a $295 million Ponzi scheme. It's an MLM, network marketing. Just another reason that I do not like network marketing. There's a number of reasons I don't like it, but they've raised.
I wouldn't do it. I like the idea of it, right? But the problem is that it's centralized power. Those up at the top normally are the ones that win. The idea of basing on my effort and getting a group of people together and helping everyone. I like the idea of network marketing or multi-level marketing, but in practice, I've just never seen it really work aside from maybe Amway, which kind of stuck to their guns, and they were one of the original ones.
There's a lot of ones that it's worked. There's a ton of companies it's worked for, new
like Herbalife and some of these other ones.
But it usually works for a very small number of people. Now, the idea of, hey, this creates opportunity for everybody, but this leads to the thing that I dislike the most. Most often, you're encouraged to go to your warm market. Multi-level marketing is just another name for how to lose family and friends. Right? Because who do you go to? People it's the best thing. You need to buy some of this. We're all going to get rich together.
Yeah, buy these pills, potions, and lotions and put them in your garage.
Pills, potions, and lotions. They don't help you if you put them in your garage. You have to rub them around and drink them and stuff. Right? Pretty sure.
No. You get sacks and boxes of them and you put them in your garage. That's true.
And then you get a divorce. The reason that the SEC is going after them after they've raised 80,000 Bitcoin from over 100,000 investors, they are saying that they allegedly deceived investors by telling them they can generate daily returns of 0.35% on their crypto through a bot. But instead, these funds were used to compensate himself, Joff Paradise, a man named last name Taylor, Kelo Akana Taylor, and Jonathan Tritrol for their involvement. So these guys are all in trouble. Well, a lot of trouble going
I
on
would
here.
say this: good luck to all you all. I would say this: here is some interesting news that Google is launching a blockchain node engine, and they're saying that Ethereum is going to be the very first blockchain that is supported. And they're partnering. Google Cloud is partnering with Coinbase and creating the Google Cloud blockchain node engine. More blockchains will be supported, but Ethereum's going first. How bullish is that? I mean, Google's in the game now, bro.
Incredibly bullish, and they're not stopping there. They're have unveiled a partnership with Solana. So at Breakpoint, which is a 4-day conference that is simultaneously held in 4 different venues from November 4th to 7th. I guess that's the Solana conference. They made a series of announcements, and one of them includes the launching of smartphones and decentralized app stores partnering with Google Cloud. And of course, Google wants a piece of all of this.
Mm-hmm. Well, think about that. Let's have a decentralized phone, and here's Google to help us
Right.
decentralize it.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's like, Solana could really, drive growth with having a smartphone, getting people off of Android. That's not going to happen, though. Google's in it, right? So what happens now?
Well,
Where's that even
now
going to go?
anyone anywhere can build their own Solana store, and they've got geo NFTs that are going to be part of this.
Mm-hmm.
Solana smartphones available for pre-order in early 2023. So whatever you think about Solana and how much it goes down and how vulnerable it's been, clearly they are kind of like McDonald's. We're stuck with them. It's crappy food, but they're everywhere, and it's smart marketing. So there's a lot of inferior products out there, gang, that win the day. Out of their mediocrity because their marketing and their ability to joint venture with other brands is solid.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Mm-hmm.
congratulations to Solana. I still wouldn't build anything on it. That's my 2 cents.
I still wouldn't build anything on it either, but I mean, they're going to be around. You really covered that around. No, also around Helium. Helium is now building out its mobile network, and they plan to give free trials to Solana phone users.
Mhm.
So here's Helium connecting with Solana, and these Saga phones are going to get a 30-day free subscription to Helium, which is basically that sort of like mesh net type
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah, decentralized Wi-Fi, which I am a fan of. I think that's a pretty good deal, and it's smart of them to partner with Solana. Hey, if you're releasing blockchain phones, then let's work with whoever we can to distribute our network. So they're going to give away 30-day free subscriptions to Helium Mobile. And so I'm not exactly sure what people are going to get for that, but they want to participate in 5G network and make your own 5G hotspots. And then I guess you'll earn Helium tokens, HNT tokens, for running hotspots on your phone. So you'll be a portable hotspot. You won't need to buy one of the high price ones that you plant in your home wherever you go. If you're not using your phone, you are a walking hotspot.
Yeah. So think of that data, though, that might be coming through that hotspot. I don't know what kind of implications there might be. If you are a hotspot, Wi-Fi that's open and decentralized and other people are utilizing that, does that come back on you? I don't know, but we'll keep an eye on that. Also, we're keeping an eye on Instagram, Joel.
Mhm.
Meta is now talking about NFTs, right?
Yeah, this is a big deal. I think that they've released some examples already, but you're going to be able to mint your NFTs on Instagram. You'll be able to create them and sell them in the app. It's going to happen very soon. They won't charge any service fees until 2024, and
Or
they will
gas fees.
cover gas for both creators and collectors. Of course, if somebody buys within the app, you're still subject to the 30% iOS App Store fee and whatever Android's feeds are. But this is happening. There's no way to avoid it, and I think it's pretty funny that it's happening as quickly as it is, because it was just a year ago during the NFT bull run that so many people were saying NFTs are a fad and they're stupid and there's never going to be any practical use for them, and you guys are being scammed. And we said then, no, you're wrong. What we call you is a mass adopter. pioneer and test the technologies. Early adopters are the first ones to go, yeah, this is a thing. And meanwhile, they're taking the arrows from all the rest that are to follow. And if you are one of those saying it's a scam and tweeting voraciously about how you would never ever own an NFT, guess what? You will. And we told you then, and we're telling you now, they're here to stay. It's coming to Instagram. You're not going to be able to stop it. It's going to be huge. And just like we have seen people become stars as creators on Snapchat and YouTube for their singing, their dancing, their magic, their jokes, whatever, we're going to see a new wave of artists become stars via their NFT creations.
And I just did a keynote here at NFT NYC in London. So I guess technically NFT London around the future of NFTs. It's not just crazy, hilarious cartoon JPEGs that are NFTs. So you got to get that out of your mind. There's about 30 different use cases now that we can determine NFTs will be utilizing on. Again, you can check that out. Linktree, linktr.ee, Linktree/future of NFTs. You can snag that. I go in depth on that. I've actually added a couple of links to that as well, Joel.
I've got to point this out as well, just because it popped up yesterday. Square Enix is a renowned game developer and creator of Final Fantasy XIV, which is one of the world's most popular MMORPG games. And they have announced an NFT project, and they are getting absolutely clobbered on Twitter. Clobbered, like there's hardly anybody.
Like they don't understand NFTs. They're like, oh, why would you even do an NFT? I can just scan it and steal it.
So if you want to see like what it is here, I can actually go to the tweet.
That same shit happened with Gorillas, dude. Gorillas said, hey, we're going to do some NFTs. And they just came out and they said, rah. I'm like, okay, we're not going to do NFTs. Well, maybe don't do them on Ethereum where the gas fees were so high. However, now that proof of stake, they're not as high.
Symbiogenesis is the name of the project, and they posted this video out there. And if you will scroll down the tweets of what people have said in English, I think I speak for everyone when I say we won't be buying. Let's see.
What did you say?
I said, congratulations to Square Enix for having the cojones to lead into the future in spite of the smear job that's been done on NFTs. Gamers are pushing back for all the wrong reasons. Eventually they'll get it. This is why all pioneers and early adopters come before mass adoption. By the way, only one like, no comments 16 hours after tweeting. I am so shadow banned. I am so shadow banned still. And I don't know if it's ever going to get lifted. I hear some other people on Twitter are getting more.
You need to stop with your opinions, Joel. You're very opinionated with your words and your thoughts and the things that you say.
No, thank you. STFU. Wow, this hurts. No, thanks. This sucks. No, and block. No. Where's the dislike button? So people, the fans, these are mass adopters you're looking at here. They have been told that NFTs are one thing when they don't see the vision for what they could be. And I think Square Enix jumping in here and doing it is a great move for them. And I applaud them. And I hope that they don't back off. I hope that they go through with it, because I guarantee that they're going to sell these things like crazy, because FOMO happens, right? The sale happens and people are like, I'm not buying one of those. I'm not buying one of those. And then they start.
I'm buying 4 of those.
Oh my gosh. They're going.
I got a square penis. What'd you say? What was the name of it?
Square Enix.
Okay. Something like that. Yeah. If you got a square penis, like that's a weird thing. Good luck with that. I don't know how you identify
square PNFT. Thanks for tolerating us, everybody. Please do go take, just if we've made you laugh. Okay, this is the guidelines for today. If we made you laugh and you haven't written a review for us yet, please go over to iTunes or wherever you listen to the show, give us 5 stars and let us know that we made you laugh. Maybe you learned something too. It doesn't cost you anything to be nice to others, and that would be really nice to us, because we do the show for you for free out of the goodness of our hearts.
Educational and hilarious is what we like to think of ourselves as. And a lot of it's just off the top of the dome. It's not, none of that's premeditated. It's all decentralized humor that is centralized in our brains.
I mean, look, we already spent a lot of time recording. It's not like we take a ton of time, preparing. We're thankful to producer Lisa for culling stories for us. And then we come together before the show. And maybe what we'll do here in a coming episode is we'll go live during the recording of a show and introduce you to Lisa. And you could see how we actually, go through stories and decide which ones we're going to talk about on an episode. And then we'll actually do the show live, which we will then put out as an episode. Would that be fun to do, Trev?
That sounds great. And I do think our production value is getting better. I like how we're showcasing the news articles in between us while we're talking and doing the thing. So it's looking good. We're working and finding new ways to be relevant for you guys. We're not huge fans of social media, so we're not always out there, but we're trying to do what we can. And we love you guys. And so we keep doing this because you guys keep tuning in. And so thank you to you guys for tuning in.
Hey, we said there would be an NFT for this week. So Travis is gonna, if you have not yet signed up for the Bad Crypto Nifty Club, this episode is going out on the 11th of November, which is Friday, November 11th. So you have until midnight on Tuesday, the 15th of November, to have a Bad Crypto Nifty Club NFT in your wallet to get an airdrop of Monumental Step for Bitcoin. Travis is going to design something cool because he has them mad design skills, and we're going to airdrop this to you. So go to badcrypto.uncut.fm and pick up the Bad Crypto Nifty Club membership NFT. It's a one-time fee of about $3 depending upon the price of Ethereum. It's 0.002 ETH. Charging for it just so bots don't go and claim a bunch of them. We only want fans of the show to get these. We've already dropped 2 exclusive NFTs, and we're going to drop this new one, and you don't want to miss it. So go pick that up.
Don't miss it. Don't miss it. This one's going to be fun. So it's a monumental step for Bitcoin and blockchains.
You do some cool AI stuff with it. You're going to
do some cool AI stuff with it. Yeah, playing around trying to figure out what the main one is.
Maybe we should crowdsource an NFT for a future episode as well. We can do that when we do a live episode. So I'll tell you what, before we do the live episode, we will let you guys know on the episode before so that you can come and join us and make sure you are fully equipped to stay back.
Who's bad?
The Bad Crypto Podcast is a production of Bad Crypto LLC. The content of the show, the videos, and the website is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. It's not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice of any kind. You shouldn't make any decisions as to finances, investing, trading, or anything else based on this information without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional financial advisor. Please understand that the trading of Bitcoins and alternative cryptocurrencies have potential risks involved. Anyone wishing to invest in any of the currencies or tokens mentioned on this podcast should first seek their own independent professional financial advisor. So what do you think this Monumental NFT is going to look like? What's going through that brain?
Well, I typed in Monumental Step for blockchains so far, and I've come up with something, and now I'm using a tool that Fonzo has been using called
Can you screen share? Let's get a look at it.
Well, I guess I could screen share. Hold on a second here.
By the way, this is the behind the scenes Easter eggs that you guys get when you stick around long enough after the disclaimers. Now, of course, if you want to see this actually happening, you need to go to our channel on YouTube, Odyssey, or Rumble to see the video version of this. And now we're going to bring up Travis's screen here. Oh, that's a nice screen, Trav. There it is.
Yeah, so I'm looking at this one right here, playing around with this one. And now I've learned how I can take this one and make some additional modifications to it. There was some other one which was interesting. None of them seemed to look as cool as that particular
you're cranking
one
away
did.
on these. Nice.
I kind of like that one. So we'll see what pops up. And then I'm going to play around with it in the other tool.
So you guys are going to end up getting a cool NFT.